Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I just read Slapstick #1. Yeah, I can't believe I actually said that out loud. Alright, I genuinely went into this thinking it's going to be whatever. And honestly, reading the first several pages was just whatever. So many things wrong with this book, so many things that are just a little bit too silly. I did pick it up because I saw that there was a lot of I'm a Jersey native, so I saw right away exit 14A was in Bayonne, and crying out loud, I used to work in Bayonne for a little while. And there's a couple Jersey jokes in the beginning, which is fine. You can make all the Jersey jokes you want, just don't do it in Jersey. Stay where you came from. We don't need any more. I mean, it kind of goes back to our most famous saying, welcome to New Jersey, now go home. And they have the exits all throughout the thing, which is, it's cool for us Jersey guys, but I mean, how many action adventure characters do we actually have? We've got Miss Marvel, which is great. She's one of the best in my opinion, but you know, now we have Slapstick. Lovely. There are some pretty interesting parts in it. Like, for instance, he's a mercenary and he stole Deadpool's mercenary account. So he's actually getting his contracts, which that was pretty interesting. I honestly read this comic, the first several pages, easily half the comic, just going, ugh, whatever. Oh God, please be done with it. Please be finished with it already. Nope. And then at a certain point in the comic, it actually became too much to not just laugh about. This is surprisingly, you know what? Even if you go in here with a lot of your defenses up like me and you don't want to laugh at this, you don't want to like this comic, I feel like you're going to like this comic. It's pretty visceral. There's some scenes in here where you say, this is clearly a dream, right? And then you realize, okay, that part actually wasn't a dream. So it's weird like that. It is, but this was a very interesting comic nonetheless. It did break me down, and I just started laughing. Just I'm going to give you an example. The main bad guy in this in the beginning, who it's an interesting twist on it, is Quasimodo. If you're not familiar with Quasimodo, picture up, check him out. But he actually turns out to be really funny in this one, which was a big trip for me. Quasimodo is usually like one of the bottom of the cesspool of characters, and I guess you didn't have anything to lose by using him the way that they did here. And yeah, I laughed. I laughed. He's trying to steal Tinder accounts. Oh God. So again, the name of the character is Quasimodo, and there's the onomatopoeias with the bow, bam, slam, and things like that whenever you're hitting someone. Well, he's got Gertie, short for Gertrude, his hammer, Slapstick's hammer, his big mallet, and he hits Quasimodo at one point, and the onomatopoeia is Victor Hugo. If you don't understand why that's really funny, you really need to look it up. That's great. There's actually a pretty interesting plot in here that gets, I don't know, it's a weird kind of thing, but it makes sense. It was so weird to say in a Slapstick comic. I never liked Slapstick. He turned out to be a real bad guy in the initiative. Just, it is what it is. But uh, there's some Spider-Man in this, believe it or not. It's actually Spider-Man, and there's a side plot that they could use further, but I don't know if they will or not. Either way, it's there and it exists, and it was cool to see Spider-Man in there. And much like how Spider-Man is great on his own and he's funny, when Deadpool is there, Spider-Man's not as funny anymore, or at least his humor changes, and he kind of gets a bit of his own medicine from the way that he used to act when he was a kid. Well, Slapstick being in here, it actually made the exchange funny. And again, I didn't want to like it. I was so resistant to this comic, and they broke down my defenses, and I had to laugh, which, hey, you can't argue with a comic that could do something like that. So it surprised me, it impressed me in a way that I wasn't expecting to be impressed. I'm going to give this a B. I'm going to give this a solid B. I am going to pick up the next issue. This is going to be one of those ones where I think that my resistance is up enough that I'm just waiting for something about this comic to turn me off. But honestly, I don't know that this comic is going to continue to run past issue 7. I'd be surprised. But if it does, it's going to be because it keeps on being the way that it is now. And enough people are going to read the comic, enough reviews are going to go up about it. Hopefully, this is one of them, that you get to see that this is a lot funnier than it has any right to be. And I actually enjoy this comic. So, you know what? Let's bump that grade up to B. Comic Book University gives this a B+. So, guys, Professor Bill, class dismissed.